Suniel Shetty, you're a hero to a lot of people for various reasons, because of your on-screen persona, because of your own life, because of what you stand for. Uh, Tell us, you talked about failure right at the, I mean, it was not failure in the sense of failure. You were
Yeah.
coming up as an actor and those were initial days. But how have you dealt with failures in business? Have you had failures in business? And
Yeah.
what have you learned from them? And
I
what do
think,
you tell yourself?
I think, that you tried to do something, you dared to be different. And because you dared to be different, probably you were before your time, or you were absolutely wrong. I failed in a lot of businesses, but because now some of my businesses have been successful, people talk about that, and that's what they want to relate to. But I failed a lot of times. I did things that were probably not meant for long term, and they were fads. And when you grow up, you like jumping into these fads because you want to be in with things. And that's why I failed. For those very moments, I made the kind of money that I needed to make. So in that sense, they were not failures, but didn't last that lifetime that we planned. And what do I say? I'm someone who for whom financial losses genuinely don't mean much. I take that hit very, very gracefully, because I always say Mahalakshmi has always been very kind to me, because at the right time she comes in and gives me something else that I make do with that. But for all those who haven't had that kind of luck, I mean, learn from that. And make sure that you have that drive in you to do more. What I realized, that anything that I took on 100%, any business, and I set up a team and I tried to drive, was never successful. But when I collaborated with someone who was a master of what they did and added my experience, my value, my goodwill, my know-how about business through failure, it worked like magic. And and that's what I started doing. So everything, if you see Beardo and the success story of Beardo becoming one of the biggest brands when it came to men's products, young entrepreneurs from Ahmedabad who came to me with no money, said, "Sir, we need you as an ambassador." I said, "Sure, this is what I charge." And they said, "But we don't have the money. We don't even have money for the product, that much money for the product." So I said, "Then why have you come to me?" He says, "Sir, because we believe that you support youth. You believe that once you believe people, you back them." I saw the product, I used their product, and I thought it was phenomenal. And I said, "Sure, I will. I'll take equity, but marketing, you will go my way. You will only follow me." And they said, "Done, sir. We focus on that. You focus on marketing." And we created magic with the product. Likewise with Fitter, the fitness app that we did. They were right, but they wanted to go on to the path of offline. And I said, offline doesn't work, because of traffic, because of distance, because of other things. Gyms have only that lifespan, that capacity, and getting above above a certain size, it's difficult. And the West is moving to personal training and online. So to stop, and we had a few and we stopped and we went pure online, and then came the pandemic, so it's gone through the ceiling. But I get those kind of intuitions, because you've done something, you failed, so you know what to tell the kids and why it'll fail. So
And
I
the
think,
right fit for you.
yeah,
With
absolutely.
Beardo and Fitter, I don't think there can be a better fit than you. So it
Absolutely.
is the right fit.
That's exactly the reason I make sure that I add value to that product. Because if I don't add value, then I'm very clear, ki, bhaiya, I can't add value, but I can probably give you the marketing strength, because we run a lot of platforms and we've got a lot of reach. There I can come into value. But then I make sure I don't bargain about that, because then that's the only thing that I can add. Like today, I'm doing a brand called Body First, and products, organic products. I was running out of products. I couldn't get it. I couldn't import it. And somebody said, "There's this Indian product that you should try." I tried it. And I thought it was magical. I never felt that way. So I said, "Indian? Is this pure Indian?" They say, "Yes, sir. 100% Indian product." So I said, "Protein, ashwagandha, ashwagandha, anything, everything that is required is here." Then I said, "You know what? I want to talk to these guys." When they spoke to them, they said, "Sir, will you come in as an ambassador?" I said, I won't come in as an ambassador, but I would like to invest and be a part of this journey. And then we got into the journey, and now suddenly you realize that it's taken off, and the products are so big that it is unbelievable, and it's working like magic. So then I know that the products are good. How do we help a certain community? So we said, okay, let's catch all athletes, state level and national level athletes, and give them a 50% off of MRP straight away. Let's give the benefit to them because they need it and they can't afford it. That again worked well because the intention was there. The intention was honest. And trust me, Anurag sir, this is probably one of the best brands you will ever get a feel of in the world. And it's an Indian brand. So my Prime Minister's dream of, Honorable Prime Minister's dream of Atmanirbharta, or being vocal about local, proudly Indian, all that fits in. And that is something that I've always believed in. Anything that I've associated with, I've always used the term. I've never said made in India. I've always said proudly Indian. And I've always had that label there, that no, they see. So it's just so there is intuition, there is passion. And when you see people, poor guys who have great products but don't know how to take it forward, then you give them that shoulder and say, let's do it together. Fail, we fail. It's not about MGs. I don't ask. Even if they come to me as an ambassador, I won't ask for anything. I'll say, okay, you don't spend any money on me, but give me a piece of the pie and I will push it with you. So if we fail together. You don't get the feeling that Suniel Shetty has fleeced you or taken money from you or given you his face and not added any value. So there are two things. You invest in something, and when you add value, you give your face to someone, you say, I come FOC, let's work on it together.
Yeah, and there is a certain credibility you bring. There is also value to mentorship. You've succeeded in multiple things. So the learnings are invaluable. Sometimes I feel the younger entrepreneurs don't put value to mentorship. They come to you, they talk about mentorship, but actually when you mentor them, they think that's okay. But there is the right advice can change life. That's what I feel.
Yeah, but I think even for the youth, this pandemic has taught them a hell of a lot. They never knew how to downsize. I've come, I did my undergrad or I did my postgrad, and this is how it works, Dad. This is how it works. The business class tickets, the flying, the chauffeurs, the cars that they were high. Suddenly they've all realized that it's come down to brass tags and work. Let me work where I work and live where I work also. So I don't waste time doing anything, but focus on what I'm doing. So I think downsizing from a point of, or from a luxury perspective, is the need of the hour. One man can do the job of 10 if he's efficient enough. And that's what we need to sit down and identify. Who are those people that can make a difference to our life? And all the kids know that if I don't work, I don't have a job. So I might as well do that. And finally, like I said, honesty and believe in what you're doing. You may be wrong, but believe in what you're doing and try and correct it, and it will correct itself.
Suniel Shetty has lived many lives in one life. You've been an actor, producer, fitness enthusiast, investor, now content creator. You've been a very big content creator. So tell us, what does Suniel Shetty enjoy most? What is it that, and you continue looking at you, you can still be in a blockbuster movie and be the center of that. And I really seriously mean that. You can be at whatever you do, you looks like you bring your 100% to it, both in intent. So what is the role you enjoy most these days?
I think for me, my dream is FTC, to make the industry a marketplace where any kid from anywhere in the world would get an opportunity to try and fulfill their dream, provided they have the talent, provided they have the intention, and don't believe that the glamour side of it is what I want to be a part of. I want fast cars, I want women, I want to travel, I want to do that. That's not it. There's a hell of a lot of hard work that goes into it. A Friday may be successful, but they don't know how a Friday feels when it doesn't work. Even after 100 films, when somebody from the corner, fortunately, I don't get that kind of beating on social media or thing, because I've conducted my self right. But when somebody says, that Suniel Shetty, that Hera Fairy, oh, his films don't work now, no? It hurts. It hurts a hell of a lot. But you've been strong. You've got to be strong enough to say, I had that success. Has that person who's saying something even tasted that kind of success? Does he know what means being there means? And being there, I have only used that being there to try and do good. I could have done films only with the successful directors. I've done 130 films and given an opportunity to more than 75 new directors in that 130 films. Whereas I could have repeated those blockbuster directors and played it safe. But I didn't do that. I gave an opportunity. So that's why every time somebody says nepotism, and it hurts. It hurts a hell of a lot, because I know I'm one person who's given anybody and everybody an opportunity. Even today, like I said, when I do business, it's not the money that matters to me. It's the kids whom I'm working with. What am I taking away from them? That's about it. So
what are you learning from them? In a
what
reverse
am I learning
mentoring
from
way?
them? And that's what I want. I want FTC to be that one platform where a child comes in and the child is not mentally harassed, financially harassed, and physically harassed. Because that's what happens in this industry. Train se utra nahi ki चलिए सर मैं आपका पोर्टफोलियो कराता हूं, मैं आपको इनसे मिलाता हूं, आपको पार्टी लेके जाता हूं. So first the kids are financially harassed. Once the financial amount that they've come up with is done with them, they get mentally destroyed, because they don't know how to talk to their parents, they don't know how to live, what to do. Then they're physically exploited. I want that to be done with. The Me Too and this job is something that should be done away with. People who have the talent should get the opportunity. But I can't do that. I can create that. I can give so many jobs. But it's for the rest of the people to believe that, you know what, we're going to go on that platform and give people jobs. We're not connected. We will just connect you, give them work. Whether if you're looking for a journalist, you're looking for anybody, all those kids are there on the platform. Art directors, lightmen, dress designers, any and everybody.
And what is the business model of ftctalent.com? How does it make money for its various?
Right now, content is something that we are working on. Brands is something that we want to push, and recruiters who come in have to pay a recruiter fee that they pay, but that is something that they pay anybody and everybody. Ours is probably 1/10 of it, but it's about scaling up. It's about getting more people on board, giving more jobs, and getting the industry to depend on you. I intend to talk to tourism boards and say, you know what, you don't need producers to come scouting for your locations. Give us your locations, give us your logistics, your hotels, your this and everything. Come on board. Be that one window clearance so the world can come to India to shoot just by coming on FTC. So anybody who wants to put up their locations, want to put up anything soon, will have the wireframe for them to be able to put up the location and say available for shooting, like it is available for hire. It's available. So the wireframe right now focuses on talent. Then now the wireframe is being developed to involve all this.
Brilliant. I want to ask my last two questions before I bring in some guests. First is, Suniel Shetty has achieved everything. I mean, first you lived a rich life in the sense of relationships, experiences, and following your passion. So is there something left for Suniel Shetty to do? I know you shared your dream of making FTC help young professionals, but is there a bucket list Suniel Shetty has?
Not really, but build an offline wellness center where I can finally retire also. That's my dream. I want India to be that destination for wellness, because we've all realized कि आयुर्वेद ही सब कुछ है यार, स्पाइस हीलिंग ही सब कुछ है, फूड हीलिंग ही सब कुछ है. I want to decode the Indian thali and the beauty of the Indian thali. 28 states, 9 union territories, what they have to offer to the world. What India means is what I want this destination, and probably retired there. Retired in the sense mentally, not mentally and physically, but retirement from a point of view of enjoying that journey of life.
I'm sure that knowing your passion, your positivity, and your persistence, I'm sure that dream will definitely come true.
Thank you. Thank you.
My last question to you, as I said, you talked about what your father did and how he came up in life, and you learned values from him. And you said, children kind of watch you and learn, right?
Absolutely.
You just don't learn from what you tell them. Now tell us, who are the people, apart from your father, you look up to in your journey, your 4 decades of journey in this industry? And what do you tell your children when you give them advice?
See, the people who've probably been my as they call people you look up to. One is Suniel Gavaskar when it comes to sport. He taught me one thing, that you got to be a brave heart, and you can take on anything. That flag, wearing that flag on your chest, how much it means is what he taught you. No helmets, facing the best in the world. 5'5", 5'6", but stood up and took every shot. So because cricket was the only thing that I wanted to play in my life, I couldn't do that, and that's why probably God decided let him entertain, because he was so passionate about cricket, but didn't get an opportunity. So he was my hero. Then I had a cousin brother of mine, called Suniel Shetty, who's a builder today, and lost his father at an early age, restaurateur. We were only taught to take care of the restaurant and nothing else. They said, if you educate yourself, let it be catering, let him do this. But he ventured out, became a builder, made a name for himself, gives as much as he makes to people, involved in any temple that is being built, any old age that is happening, he gives. So he taught me what the meaning of giving is also, and how much it gives back. Because a lot of people like Sudhir, who probably made as much money, but I don't think even 1/10 of them have the kind of respect that he has. So, suddenly you realized, look at the respect he has. Yeah, I want to be this respectful. You aspire for something. Suniel Gavaskar is, my God, look at him, God, when it comes to sport and facing this, God. Then you have an Amitabh Bachchan, when you talk about the industry. I've been fans of plenty, but then even today, if his name is the only name that is there is God. That's how I've named him even in my phone book. That's because he never gives up. He never gives up. I mean, he's revived this industry time and again, time and again, time and again. When we were going through a lull of the DVD world, it was Amitabh Bachchan who got us back through television, gave respect to anything and everything. Television was never compared to cinema.
It was called the small screen.
Yeah, small screen, idiot box and small screen. But no, he made that idiot look far more intelligent. Gave it that grace. So when you can move in somewhere and change the way people think, the way the world thinks, is what Amitji did. So I think these are the 2-3 people, my father, who've taught me so much, and just because of the way they've conducted themselves more than anything else, so gracefully. When a personality walks in, you don't have to announce that. Just the sheer presence of that personality tells you everything. Oh, ये कौन आ गया यार? चिल्लम चिल्ली माइक ढोल इन चीजों की जरूरत नहीं है. और ये जब आते हैं ना, वैसे आप सुनील गावस्कर को मार्क कीजिए. Even after he retired from cricket and went on to commentary, if the Jeffrey Boycott or the Greg Chappell or Tony Gregg said anything about India, he would pounce on them to tell them, no, India is the Mecca and not any other place. And that's how we've proved it. No India, no cricket. So these are the little things that.
What do you tell your kids? Clearly, they look up to their father. He's such a superstar. He's their father. So clearly, while there is a relationship of being a father, but there is also a relationship of looking at somebody who's accomplished something and learning it from them.
I mean, first of all, fear nothing. Master your craft. And as far as the industry goes, the only thing I want them is, I know my children will handle success like nobody's business. Because nothing can, spoil or pamper them, or they're nothing. But I also tell them to take failure in its stride. And because I say, that's why I keep telling them, master your craft, master your craft, master your craft. For an actor's kid, it's the first opportunity, like any other kid. The second, it's open to the world. And an actor's kid is not taken because he's an actor's kid and that they're doing us a favor. Every production house takes an actor's kid first is because they can market them. अगर मैं कुछ बना रहा हूं, मैं बेच ही नहीं सकूं, मैं किसके लिए बनाऊं? ऑडियंस ही नहीं खरीदती. तो अगर नेपोटिज्म की आप बात कर रहे, तो ऑडियंस को भी टिकट जाके खरीदना चाहिए ना. चिल्लम चिल्ली करके सुपरस्टार मेरे लिए वो है जो टिकट बेचता है आज काउंटर पे, बाकी कोई नहीं. घर में सुपरस्टार और मीडिया नेट ने तो आधे सुपरस्टार्स को मीडिया नेट ने बनाया हुआ और गलत फहमी दे दी कि आप बहुत बड़े सुपरस्टार हो. टिकट तो बिकते नहीं है. तो मेरे लिए आज वही है जो टिकट बेचेंगे. और टिकट खरीदता कौन है? टिकट ऑडियंस खरीदती है. तो बनाने वाले कौन है? ऑडियंस ही है. तो ये जो सोच है जो कुछ लोग डाल रहे हैं कि ये नेपोटिज्म है, ये टिज्म है, वो टिज्म है, वो एब्सोल्युटली गलत है. Sushant was a star and Sushant will always be a star. He whatever people say, he was much larger than most actors today. Every last film has been 100 crore plus film. It's been unfortunate that we lost this kind of talent. But, so who makes them? Suniel Shetty came from no background, sir. The time I came in, even Rajni sir, even Kamal sir and all had just done 2 films and gone back because the Bollywood industry never allowed a South Indian actor to make an entry. But what can the industry or industries people do if the audience accepts me? I was written off as an actor completely. Wooden, South Indian, idli, dosa, everything was said. Oh, what the hell? I said, okay, what they're saying is true. I haven't mastered my craft of acting. My Hindi has a slight diction issue in it. तो क्या करूं यार? चलो एक्शन करता हूँ, डेथ डिफाइंग स्टंट्स करता हूँ, 8वें माले से कूदता हूँ, तुम्हारे में ताकत है, कूद के दिखाओ. कूदने वाला ही नहीं है कोई. ट्रेन के पास से कूदता हूँ, बाइक को गाड़ी से मार के उसके टॉप पे गिर के दिखाता हूँ, चलो करो. है तुम में किसी में दम नहीं था, तो आई स्टूड आउट. मेरी मास मुझे लेके चली गई, और मास जब आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी देती है तो मैं सीखता गया ऑन द जॉब. सो ये कहानी है, और हमारी सबकी कहानी यही है.
It's so fascinating to talk to you. And one thing, I have met you a couple of times and I still have to get to know you better. But there is a certain genuinity about you. There is a certain believability. There is a certain that this is coming from doing. It is not theoretical what he's saying.
Absolutely.
अंदर से आ रहा है. So I'm so, I have 2 young kids and, whatever little I have achieved and, I am going back learning so much from you that I can talk to my kids about some of the things that you said. So it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I wish FTC Talent luck. And this conversation will be edited and put up on all our platforms, so it will reach a wider audience. It'll go into Businessworld, it'll go into Impact, it'll go into Exchange for Media, so that people get inspired and this become. If somebody like Suniel Shetty can be so real, so grounded, I think all of us should learn from that and stay grounded. I think be genuine, have empathy in everything that he has said. I mean, there is a certain empathy that comes through, and it is very real. For people, those who know him better, they know what he's saying on screen is what he does. So at this point, let me bring in a person that you referred right at the start. Let me bring in Amit Wadhwani. He wants to ask you a question. Raghav and Tanvi, can we get you on? Mr. Raghav?
I've been watching, and I think with Sunil sir, the word everybody keeps telling him that I am a big fan of Sunil Shetty. But for me, the definition of being a big fan of Sunil Shetty is very, very different. From the time I got to know him and till the present tense, what I have seen of him, I don't think there is anybody in the industry, with due respect to everybody else, whom I've interacted or worked with. I think Dr. Annurag Batra hit the bullseye when you said he does what he says. He's an awesome mentor. He's a great person to be around. His energy levels are always high. In fact, I keep asking him that I am going to be 36 and he's 58 now, 59, and he ends up working harder than what I do. And I have never seen him as a Bollywood star. I have always seen him as a businessman first, who understands the art of giving. Most Indian businessmen have this issue. Me being a Sindhi, and a lot of shrewd businessmen, sharp businessmen come from various communities. But I feel that he has the art of giving, and he has this incredible ability to instantly make you feel very comfortable. As he said, when he arrives, there is so much of energy and aura around him that first time I saw him, my tongue got stuck to I was hardly able to speak anything, but he makes you feel so comfortable very, very, very instantly, so that you're able to settle down and then maybe have a comforting interaction. And since then, I've learned so many things, and I've learned to, ensure that whatever you say, you deliver. So my
शेट्टी साहब, एक ही प्रॉब्लम है इस कॉन्वर्सेशन में.
जी
एक ही
बोलिए.
प्रॉब्लम है, आप बताइए. आपने बोला अर्ली टू बेड, आप उन लोगों के साथ काम करते हैं जो अर्ली टू बेड, अर्ली टू राइज. वही एक प्रॉब्लम
आपको
है.
बोलने वाला
तो
था.
ठीक है.
So, मैं यही बोलने वाला था. लेकिन फिर somebody should know about the nights also, na? Other than Batman.
Sunil sir, the way I put it, Anurag sir, is that कि Sunil sir और मैं ना मिलके 24 hours काम कर लेते हैं. कि जब वो सोते हैं, okay, उस समय मैं जगा हुआ होता हूँ, and then when he wakes up, I go off to sleep. The world gets 24/7.
No, but Anurag ji, what happens is, if it's from Amit, one learns is what obsession about what he's doing, about the work that he's doing, indulgence in tech. That is the things that I keep taking from all these guys. And from someone like Amit, that's it. You learn, and I'm learning from all these kids. It's very, very important that you learn, and your experience of failure is what comes in where to tell them ki we need to be corrected, we need to be perfect on the top, we have to bring in the right people to do anything and everything, because heading something is something that is very, very important. The head of the helm of affairs is very important, and somebody who's has to be driven, very, very driven.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure and honor to speak to you. And I jokingly sometimes say, when I grow up, I want to be like you. But in your case, I want to say that when I grow up, I want to be like you. And, fitness and being healthy in mind, body, soul. And second is being giving. Third is being so real and not letting success and the stardom that you have even today go to your head in the way you deal with everyone. I think we wish you luck at FTC 10.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you, what is the one quote that you say every day? आपका फेवरेट कोट, कोई सेइंग जो आप रोज बोलते हैं? हर इंसान का होता है. कुछ वो अपनी टीम को बोलता है, बच्चों को बोलता है, अपने आप से बात करता है. तो ऐसी क्या चीज है जो आप अपने आप को बोलते हैं on a daily basis?
Something that I very strongly believe in. I run this NGO. We run this. I'm involved with this NGO called Save the Children India. From what we get, we make a living. From what we give, we can make a life. And it doesn't have to be money. It has to be a good word, a kind word, a gesture, an opportunity. And I honestly, and my mother, I remember my mother always saying, you know what? You give and you get. You give and you get. And it is an absolute fact. This pandemic has taught us that to give, everybody is giving. 2 roti bana do, और 2 roti bante 2 lakh rotiयां पहुंच गई लोगों को. So it's that. कोई मेरे बारे में बुरा बोले, मैं सुन लेता हूँ, एनालाइज करता हूँ, और अगर सच्चाई नहीं है तो बुलशिट है, तेल लगाने के, और अगर सच्चाई है तो उसमें काम करो. पत्थर फेंके तो पत्थर को जमा कराओ और घर बना लो ना अपना. पत्थर की जरूरत ही है तो 100 लेकर आने से अच्छा है 100 फेंक देवे तो उसको जमा करके मैं घर बनाऊंगा. बट इफ आई बिलीव दैट देयर इज समथिंग ऑनेस्ट इन व्हाट देव सेड, आई विल वर्क ऑन इट. Otherwise, it doesn't even matter to me. I mean, I don't even care. And I also understand all this. How you've conducted yourself, how does it matter? Because social media tells you. I know the thrashing I get. I know the beating I get, which is negligible. It won't even be 0.0000001%. And my children only say, Papa, nothing ever comes about you. Nobody ever says anything negative about you. I said, baby, because somewhere down the line, people carry to people. You know, a deed done is something that if I talk to you and you something about me works for you, you will go and tell your children, yeah, acha aadmi. Then when I'm being spoken about, your children will say, because they believe in Papa. Papa is their hero. They'll say, Papa ne bola yaar, acha aadmi. So, you know, that's important. So what I always feel is that saying has a lot more to it than just a saying. From what you get, you make a living, but what you give, you can make a life. And that is true. It makes your own life also.
I'll add one more point, AB sir, about something that even Suniel sir will not remember. Before I started whatever I'm doing today, I used to be a flight steward with Jet Airways. And on one of the Bombay Bhuj flights, Suniel sir was seated. Of course, he will not remember. Maybe I looked very different at that point in time. When I was a flight steward, that point in time, we used to have this Save the Children magic box, you know, and people used to put in money in that magic box as donations. And I took one round in the aisle, and maybe something I didn't know he's associated with Save the Children. He realized that people have not really put in money, so he rolled in some money, took the Save the Children envelope, put it in the box. When people saw Suniel Shetty putting an envelope in that box, I took another round, and few other folks and travelers also put in some money in the Save the Children box. You know, I remember that incident, and it's been about 16, 17 years on the Bombay Bhuj flight. But that is the kind of man he is, and you know, nobody was watching him. It's a 72-seater aircraft. It's a close environment, but he keeps doing the right things right and keeps giving the world all the time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shetty. And thank you, Amit, for sharing that beautiful story. It's been a pleasure talking to you. We wish you luck at ftctalent.com, and we look forward to another conversation soon again. I hope all of you have learned from his life. There's a lot to learn and a lot to imbibe, but I would use the key things to learn from Mr. Shetty are: one, how to be fit mentally, physically, and spiritually. When you give, you become spiritually fit. When you do the right things with the right intent. Use the word right intent 4 or 5 times in the conversation. The intent matters. Second is, you know, do not worry about failure. Third is, be persistent, be dogged. It took him a while for him to make mark as an actor, but he was in it. And then give, whether it's through a compliment, as he said, through your time, through an opportunity, through a gesture, because giving comes back to you and it makes you happy. Nothing makes you more happy than the gift of giving. So we wish you luck. Apart from being a superstar, you're very real, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
We hope we get another opportunity to have another conversation. And I'm sure FTC Talent will become the platform that you envisage. There couldn't have been anybody better. You know the industry. You have the goodwill. You build the team. You're using the technology. And most importantly, there is good intent there. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure.